Hello everybody and welcome to Tokyo Narita Airport over in Japan, and we're on the island of Honshu. We're heading up to the North Island, which I think is Sapporo off the top of my head. One of my favourite places in the world, Japan, having visited many times in the past. We're at Tokyo Narita Airport, which is created by Drzewiecki Designs, and we're over at stand 54 today. Flight's obviously going to be on the board for us.
Thank you for waiting. Go ahead.
We're over at the south wing, and we poke over here. We can see ANA. We see a couple of Air Peach tails as well.
Roger. Listen, clear to New Airport. Flying Ogitsuban departure, flight plan route. Maintain flight levels 3910.
That was an ANA 747 as well. Awesome. And quite a few Air Peach routes. There's a Japan Air Service retro jet over there too, and we're just over here, parked there. I can see an Osprey. Is that, no, there's an Air Peach. There's an Osprey somewhere. Here we go. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Hope you're well. You can download this livery, by the way, guys, on flightsim.to, and it's created by Load of the Wing, who's created all the EasyJet liveries as well. It's really good. Recently updated, of course, to add the sharklets with the oh, hello, where they all come from? Sharklets with all of the peach stuff all over the side of it too. So really very nice indeed. Flight trial. What's wrong with the route? Doctor on board sorted it for us. It's a real-world route that Air Peach have been using. What a shame. Hello. Second favourite airport. Awesome to see. That's always good to see. Why didn't that little text thing pop up just then for us? Notifications. Who knows? Yeah, David. He wants to change the route, but to what? So otherwise, I'm gonna have to change it myself as well. Can't see any text messages though.
Tokyo, go ahead.
Yes, Osprey 1224 is an Airbus A320neo.
Good morning to Jeff. Senna 94. Hello to you guys as well. We're going to be in the first officer seat today.
Roger.
Zathira, hello. Hope you're okay. Yeah, we've thrown ourselves into the first officer seat. No idea if it's going to work. I found a new keybind though. Control 0 gets you straight to the EFB, which is quite funky, and then takes you back, which is quite handy to know. Ah, well, let's get our clearance as it is. Flight trial, the default this is Drzewiecki Designs in Tokyo Narita. You can get it on Orbex or Sim Market, I believe, but they prefer Orbex. John, yeah, you're gonna have to get a load of coffee ready in the mornings for the streams. So this is Tokyo Control. He's covering the entire area of sort of like Hokkaido, or Honshu, sorry.
1 decimal maintain 13,000.
Maintain 13,000, dinner 60,000.
Tokyo Control, Kushiro pitch 591 at gate Alpha 57 at Tokyo Narita with QNH of 1017. Request IFR clearance to Kushiro, Airbus A320neo.
Yeah, pitch 591, Tokyo, Roger, standby for clearance.
Roger.
Japan 909, ready for taxi. Japan 909, taxi to Honeypoint Alpha 1.
Lauren V, Konnichiwa to you too. First Officer Avgeek, yeah, I've taken the demotion today. We did the ILS approach into Malaga yesterday in this seat, and it was very peculiar to say the least. So today we are on this side of the aeroplane, just to give it a go and see what happens. Yeah, FlightRow, if he's changing our routes, like I'm sort of asking to find out what the routes are. So if you can type it in, if you can type the route into the live chat, we can all preempt it and therefore prep it a bit quicker. Because otherwise, at this point, I think only you know and one other know what the route change is going to be. So if you can tell us, that'd be handy. Bets, hello to you. RP Beastie, hi. Matt Check, hello. With your multiple accounts. Marius, hello to you as well. It's in your messages in vPilot. I haven't got anything. He hasn't sent me anything. Bets, no problem. We are keeping Narita busy. Oh, what happened there? Was there an aeroplane just disappeared? Weird. Alberto, yeah, the controller's very busy, so I'll show you actually.
Navigation, direct nylon, magic sir.
Volanta, because it demonstrates it quite well actually. There we go. He is literally covering all of that. So all of that airspace, he is covering most of this. At the very least, he's covering this section here, which is quite a significant airspace to cover. But then potentially, he's also doing all of this too.
Go ahead. Yeah, Bridge 124, you're clear to Kushiro Airport for Tetra A departure, KIMIN transition, flight on route, flight about 370, stroke 1075. This is destination Tetra 8 departure, squawk 1075, QNH 1017, air pitch 124. Air pitch 124, runway 165. Runway 16 right, air pitch 124. Oscar 1224 clearance.
Osprey 1224 tower.
This is such a massive airport. There's a couple of folk down there as well. There is an Osprey somewhere, let's try and find him.
Cleared for Kushiro Airport with Tetra 8 departure.
Not that side, he's at gate 80 something I think, so potentially.
QNH 1041, Osprey 1224.
Ah, there he is.
Squawk 1041, QNH 1017.
You said he couldn't see us earlier, that's because we're parked all the way over here. It's fantastic scenery. And then of course, being Japan, it's beautiful. Mike, I don't know who that is.
Direct to Nylon, descent maintain 5,000, Cathay 5.
There we are.
Japan 909, my apologies, we're on Alpha 15, or scenery markings don't match the chart, sorry about that.
Yes, look at that.
We are, thanks.
Japan 909, wind 220, runway 165 at Alpha 15, clear for takeoff.
Let's take off Japan 909.
Only point 06, this is now maintain 4,000.
Only point 06, this is 4,000.
Skymark 791, runway 0.
In fact, it's not available just yet, sadly. John David, yeah, sure. Hopefully I can get something together. Kind of the issue is it changes all the time. So today I'm using some entirely different add-ons to what I might have used yesterday. One thing I haven't got today is the Latin VFR scenery custom ground vehicles pack, so I've got the default ones today.
Page 4990 clearance please.
So this is actually clearance done kind of properly, because when you request clearance, they've got to check the entire route is valid and correct. Oh, I'm suddenly getting some stutters and it's a little bit worrying. I have been connected on the ground for an hour now.
Okay, Air Peach 490 is cleared with Tetra 8 departure.
Look at that.
Flight level 370.
Big bird.
And squawk is 1057, Air Peach 490.
Air Peach 490, runway 16 right, QNH 1017.
Let's get that back.
1017, 16 right to the departure.
Nippon 806, turn left heading 250.
So clearance doesn't take priority compared to lots of other things.
Air Peach 591 clearance.
Air Peach 591's ready.
Air Peach 591, thanks for waiting. Clear to Kushiro Airport. We're at for A departure, KIMIN transition, flight on route, maintain flight level 350, squawk 1044.
Cleared Kushiro, Tetra 8 departure, and maintain flight level 350, squawk 1044, and I expect runway 16 right, Air Peach 591.
Air Peach 591, correct. Runway 16 right, QNH 1017.
Okay, Air Peach 591.
Nippon 806, this is now maintain 3000.
1044. That's set. God, it's so strange being in this perspective.
Green 861, this is now maintain 5000.
I've had a couple of PDCs at Heathrow before, via the little text pop-up, but it depends where you are in the world. 350 set, 14,000.
Oscar 1224, pushback out, cushion pushback, approved.
Back approved, thank you.
Japan 909, Tokyo control, your weather contact to your altitude.
Let's get our pushback.
Passing 7,500, Japan 909.
Japan 909, thank you. Climb maintain flight level 360.
God, the level of details are struggling today. I think the scenery needs an update. At least we got jetways.
Nippon 304, require direct to Natch, descent to reach 13,000 by Natch, area QNH 29992.
That's that one.
13,000 by Natch, Nippon 304.
Yeah, they're on. Air Peach 591, gate A, Alpha 57 Narita, request push start.
Air Peach 591, pushback up there on the 16 right, heading south.
Push start approved to face south for 16 right, Air Peach 591.
Tokyo Control, Air Peach 490, fully ready.
Engine 2. Start.
Air Peach 490, as caution, also company Alpha 321, caution 320neo, making pushed from right, US caution, 16 right, pushback up there.
Yeah, PDCs in the US are very common. It does make it quite a lot easier.
Air Peach 490, respond.
Peach 490, Roka.
We're moving. Don't forget to give us a like while you're here, guys.
Skymark 791, wind 20010, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff.
There's the centre line.
Only point 06 turn left heading 18 vector cross final approach course, maintain 3000.
On point 06 left heading 180, maintain 3000.
Victor 706 Alpha、ランウェイ21ライトからオリツワにパーサースカイマークへご予定です。706 Alpha 了解しました。このままセキュアで向かいます。
Ben, yeah, well, it tends to be whenever we fly, there's usually some Japan controllers online, which does make it quite nice. Thomas, is there a way to tell MSFS which liveries to use for the AI in certain regions? Not yet. I think there is something on VATSIM called Easy Aircraft or Easy Traffic or something. That might be worth experimenting with.
And what was that squawk code again?
Get rid of the tug.
Squawk 1020 for Airpeach 6160.
Just want to turn this off. Never too bothered about the EFB personally. Was that 152? So 252 should have engine start for that. Get that view back. It is that engine, yes. Commentator, good afternoon. David, good afternoon. Yeah, first officer seat again. I enjoyed being so uncomfortable yesterday, I thought I'd give it another go today.
Clear for IOS runway 22 approach, Cathay 528.
Green 681, decimal maintain 5000, clear for IOS runway 22 approach.
So maintain 5000, clear LS approach runway 22, clear 961.
I've set a specific keybind for this view today as well. Oops, wrong button. I need ground charts. Just been looking at the tricky looking arrival procedures into taxi route departure 16 right.
Thank you.
They're both set.
Station Tokyo Q9 3003 3003.
Tokyo Control Nippon 304, leaving flight 3900, we have to delay.
Okay. Wait for that to finish. Just a veteran indeed.
Trail Airpeach 6160 ready for push and start.
Airpeach 6160 push back up moved.
Give me shelter, yeah, definitely. Antigua's a beautiful approach. Airpeach 5901 request taxi.
Airpeach 5901 taxi 20.1 runway 16 right, number 1 for departure.
Taxi hold point 16 right, number 1 for departure, Airpeach 5901.
Tower Osprey 1224 request.
Part brake.
Let's go 1224 runway
Off.
16 right, confirm.
Flaps 1 plus F are sorted. Let's do that.
Runway 16 right, Osprey 1224.
Let's go 1224 runway 16 right, hold short of Alpha.
Hold short of Alpha, Osprey 1224.
Airpeach 124.
So there are no worries. Yeah, I've noticed the last couple of days actually. That's all set.
A320neo passing.
After the company A320neo, push and start to the north for runway 16 right, Airpeach 124.
Wrong button. Hopefully that helps a bit more, guys. I did notice yesterday actually that everything seems quite dark in this cockpit suddenly. Over the last maybe 2 days. It's really bizarre. I'm not sure if it's some settings that I've used or anything else. Tango 3. So we've got to come out.
Air Force One.
Alright, Air Force One, you're clear to Kimpo Airport. Take for a departure and path condition flight on route. Maintain flight about 380.
Tango 3. So we've got to come out here. Oh, Doctor on board just felt like it. I wanted the challenge. So looking at the taxi charts, we've got to come out here at Tango 3, according to the Cat 2 and 3 taxi routing to 16 right.
Clear to Kimpo via the Tetra 8, flight plan route, and
you know what I forgot?
squawk 10.
Like even the overhead panel, I can barely see anything.
Air Force One, radar is correct. Narita Airport. Departure runway 16 right, QNH 3.
So we're now taxiing on Sierra.
Departure route 16 right and Q&A.
Sierra 3, which is this one, to go out.
Air Force 1.
Oh dear.
681 report speed.
That's clear.
681 Roger, turn right heading 090 back Air Force spacing.
This is where the charts come in really handy. As I'm taxiing along, just quickly get it up for you guys. There you go. So I'm literally just navigating around onto Sierra 3 on the bottom right of your screens, onto Sierra, following the that lined route all the way around.
Cathay 528, Roger. Maintain pleasant speed, work radar until nylon.
So that was the Sierra 3 gateway onto Charlie.
Until nylon.
167 number 22 clear to run, wind 220.
Clear the land and copy the winds.
Ignoring that one, that's Sierra 2.
Tokyo Center, LPH 6160, ready to taxi.
LP 6160, runway 16 right, taxi via Charlie.
Taxi via Charlie to runway 16
Yeah.
right for LPH 60.
Neil M, yeah, there's always one, isn't there, hey? So turning right onto, we don't want Romeo, we want Whiskey. So Sierra 1 gateway to ignore that one. Following it round, there's a couple of departures ahead, look. See that, I mean that looks fantastic, the reflections of the water. Water? Concrete and things. There's a 777. That's the, don't hate me, but that's the Captain Sim model matching working for me. It's the only use I've had for that press copy they sent me. Other than that, it's pretty rubbish.
Control, good evening.
So round up to Whiskey.
78, requesting Alpha clearance to Gimpo.
Whiskey Charlie, that's Alpha, we don't want Alpha.
Only from 78 clear to Gimpo Airport, Vertical A departure and bound transition flight from route, maintain flight level 400.
Whiskey Gateway.
11.
Capital destination via Tetra 8 departure and squawk.
So to go down to Whiskey 6 Gateway.
Climb flight planned route, flight level 400.
Thomas, welcome back.
Only from 781
Them at the belly.
3003.
Runway 16 right, tank H3003, all Nippon 78.
Oscar 122 device, your number 1, continue taxi 20 point Alpha 1, report when ready for departure.
Whiskey 8.
Lake 1.06 request parking bay.
1.06 spot 26.
So that's the takeoff memos all complete.
Sure.
Got 2 more gateways, and the second gateway we're turning left onto Alpha.
Japan 909, can we get flight level 380 for cruise please?
Japan 909 on Roger, climb making flight level 380, way clear direct Ayano.
Lauren, I'd imagine it's quite regular. I've heard it before as well, though I don't know why you would bother. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to reset the chrono because I never use it, and it's just one of those things that's just constantly ticking up. So in the background, my conspiracy theorist within me suggests that that might be gobbling up some unnecessary frames. So, as ridiculous as that may sound.
Only 806 taxi via Whiskey 11 Whiskey, hold short of Charlie.
Out of 806 Whiskey 11 Whiskey short of Charlie.
So when we get to Kushiro, we should be getting some fairly nice sunsets. And it's an interesting arrival as well because it's pretty much a straight line star with 3 waypoints, and then there's just a big gap to the ILS. So it's down to us to manage that.
Air Force 1, 16 right, pushback approved.
Okay, so centre of my screen is that little screw.
Pushback approved.
And if that's there, that means yes. So that little screw, as a reference point, is where you want the centre line to the runway. By the looks of it.
124, taxi 20 points, runway 16 right.
Taxi told about runway 16 right, Airbus 124.
All Nippon 78 ready for push and start.
All Nippon 78.
Doctor on board, yeah. Brilliant.
Upgrade on there 16 right. Use caution, near PG pass will pass below, pass behind you.
Oh, where did they go?
Approved facing south, squawk 1011 and give way to the A320 behind me.
Yeah, there are a couple of banned call signs on VATSIM as well. So ones that have gone down through history, you cannot use those on VATSIM. Not only are they grossly offensive, but they'll get you instantly banned. I don't even think, I think actually, to be fair,
Cathay 528, runway 22, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 22, Cathay 528.
Nippon 806.
I mean, this isn't you guys wondering if it's a pitch black hole, because I go up here, it's weird, I can see everything really nicely here. The second I go to the other side of the flight deck, oh, that's weird. I can kind of see everything again. Let's put them on because I'm going to lose sight of everything otherwise. And
Airbus 124, give way to only on 777, right side ahead to you.
Give way to 777 on the right, Airbus 124.
Airpeach 591 at Alpha 2, ready for departure.
Airbus 591, wind 106, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, Airpeach 591. See, again, like, you have to go right up here to see. That's not ideal when you're trying to manually fly. That could potentially be something I could feed back to the fly-by-wire team. Right. So takeoff memos, no blue. Got our V1 of 130, V2 of 135. Just a bit of throttle. Pop stick forwards to get that nose down. Get the nose wheel straight. Don't want toga. I want flex. $80 knots already. Easing the pressure off the stick. So the stick's now neutral. There's a couple of the guys taxiing. V1, rotate. And there's a noise abatement procedure here. Positive rate go up. So we've got to manually fly, well, we've got to fly the highest rate climb possible for the first few minutes. Where is it? We want... Ah, we've missed them. Oh well.
Airbus 591, radar contact, reverse maintain 4000.
Maintain 4000, Airpeach 591. So we can go lever climb, and I've actually set some settings which mean that until 3000 you have to keep max rate of climb, and you'll see that because I've set it in the takeoff performance page of 3140. We'll keep climbing to that, and the requirement is 30 knot crosswind. Good grief. The requirement is that until 3300 we keep the flaps out, then the aeroplane will be allowed to accelerate. So there we go. My bad, wrong button. That was very close. David, it is, isn't it? It's really peculiar, but that screw there is a really good reference. Level at 4000.
591 traffic here, 11 caution, 1 o'clock, 4 miles west from 5000, Boeing 767.
Looking for the traffic, Airpeach 591.
Nippon 78 is ready for taxi.
Nippon 78, Next slowly taxi to only point runway 16 right. Your departure after airport.
Can't see him. But this looks stunning. Love Japan so much. If you guys ever get the chance to visit, I highly recommend it because it is really beautiful.
Slowly taxi to only point runway 16 right.
Taxi to only point runway 16 right. Only from 78.
Airbeach 591, clear traffic, climb on maintain flattable 350.
Climb maintain 350, pitch 501. Doctor on board, yeah, I know. I've got to S prior to dropping the flaps in. So I accidentally clicked the wrong keybind today. Dual flight, no. Beeline pilot, not today. I tend to avoid things like yaw controls. They've not ever worked out very well for me.
Clear to runway 2112.
There's a view as we head over the coast. Got that wing view as we turn. Neil, awesome. Beeline pilot, no, it's pitch black in Japan now, but I wanted to get a nice sunset as we flew into Kushiro.
Airbeach 490, runway 16 right, minus 8.
RJCK. I just figured, Beeline pilot, it'd be nice to do one from the right hand seat today, just as a bit of a challenge. I would love to do the Shinkansen, Neil. Pizza Monster loves a bit of Japan as well. I mean, look at that. It is rather stunning, isn't it? We're on live weather.
Good morning, unreadable. Check your microphone.
Very nice. Oh, Alberto. If you want to, you could always join from Sapporo. So we're going to be heading over. Is it? No, not Sapporo. Sorry, stand by. Sendai, Sendai. We'll be flying over that in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So it gives you time to set up if you wish to do that. 10,000. God, can't see anything at all in that overhead panel until you do that. There's got to be a setting in the. There's got to be a setting for that, surely. Wrong side of the aeroplane as well. We're getting the views down here today. Back over the coast we go. Narita is all the way off over there, look. But Haneda is the one that I used to fly into years ago when I was actually flying. There's one of the guys just taken off. Just see the nav lights, hopefully. Oh, Alberto, no worries. There's always next week. I'm looking to stream, actually. I'll tell you when I'm going to be streaming next. Monday the 23rd, I'll be doing a stream. So you're very, very welcome to join us for that, if the power's sorted again.
Airbeach 490, wind 1906, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Love the sounds. I've actually been helping with the PR as well, which is going to potentially come in the next month or so. And it involves the EFB and announcements and things like that, so I'm hoping it's going to be really good. Oh, Laura, no, it was a 777, 200 and 300 we used to fly into Haneda. Haneda's on our left. Let's quickly steal the captain's seat. We used to stay in Yokohama and really loved that place. There's Mount Fuji. Let's get a little, let's see, we want that side of the aeroplane. I've only ever gone to Tokyo myself. Vanraj, not sure, hopefully ASAP. Wow.
Reading 5, how do you lead?
HG Aviation, hello, and glad you enjoyed the stream yesterday. It was very enjoyable.
Right, QNH 3003.
Oh yeah, Yokohama's a great base. Haneda as well is perfect to fly into. It's a lot closer to most of Tokyo. And of course, airlines like British Airways and that have slowly actually taken away out of Narita. They're only operating to Haneda now. Love Mount Fuji. It's a shame we didn't see the ANA aircraft passing up 5,000. That would have looked awesome if we had spotted that. I might artificially move the time as we get a bit further along in the flight today as well. Darvax is behind. Good stuff.
Tokyo Control, Airpeach 490, what altitude would you like to answer?
Airpeach 490, so he'll let out contact, climb on maintain flight level 370, maintain speed 230 knots.
Potentially we're going to have, John, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. Potentially we're going to have ATC all the way if he's extending his coverage up to... if he's covering Hokkaido as well as Honshu.
202, push back up to runway 16 right, QNH 3003.
Honshu, by the way, so Japan, I'll show you on here actually very briefly. Let's have a little look-see. Volanta, probably a good way of doing it. So on the Volanta map then, this is the island of Honshu, and it basically extends down to like Hiroshima, Okayama, Osaka, all of these prefectures of Tokyo, up to Fukushima, Sendai, and Omori. So this is one island. You've then got another island down here, covering Nagasaki and things, and then you've got further up, so once you've passed Honshu and you're heading up north, you've got Hokkaido, which is Sapporo, Kushiro, which is what we're flying into today, amongst other things as well.
Clear to Kobe by MSFS reversal to departure flight en route, maintain 7000 squawk 1072 jet alpha 16 alpha.
Jet alpha 16 alpha, radar kick course QNH 29991, runway 19.
2999119 jet alpha 16 alpha.
Beach 4990, medium normal speed.
Normal speed, Beach 490.
Yeah, the arrivals and departures in Haneda can be quite complicated as well. And then they've got nighttime and daytime procedures.
Clear for takeoff 16 right for Beach 61.
And MSFS doesn't really like the nav data too much with that.
Can you pass behind Alpha 320 and continue taxi into Alpha 1?
It's no problem for Air Force 1.
Alberta, yeah, the accents can throw you.
Number 1 for departure, taxi 70 point Alpha 1, runway 16 right, line up.
David's enjoying the custom flight plan manager. Good stuff. Yeah, it's working really nicely. Let's get rid of the chrono. It's probably a bit of standard pressure as well. Too busy enjoying the views. Let's pop that to standard 2. Did I turn all that sort of stuff off? I did. Transition altitude here is 14,000 feet.
Runway 16 right, line up and wait. Air Force 1.
There we go.
Beach 124, device beacons number 2. Missing traffic is going to another.
Past that, we had to be at wharf above 18,000. We're at 27,000, so we've done really well. Abdul, hello to you. Laura, very true. Yeah, I could have shouted out Akita or Toyama. Eric's asking when the PMDG 737 is coming out. Who knows? I know it's been delayed because of Sim Update 5 wrecking stuff quite significantly. But there goes the ground spoilers. I forgot to disarm those. Chris, hello to you. Welcome. Oh, and yeah, provided everybody's singing off the same hymn sheet and they've all got the same, they've got the charts available and they've got the same approach plates, everything should be okay. There's plenty of holds on the way into Haneda as well. Neil's asking Latin VFR cell. Latin VFR, by the way, fantastic developer. Does he get Madrid or Barcelona? You see, I like both. Madrid obviously comes with a bit of the city as well, some of the bits of the city included. But Barcelona is stunning, and you get a really good coastal approach as well. So I'll probably get both, which doesn't help.
Air Force 1, wind 107, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 16 right, clear for takeoff, Air Force 1.
Air Beach 24, runway 16 right, line up for me.
Taxi to Tango 4, Air Beach 124.
Delta mission Air Beach 24, H farms. Do you have a 60 and Alpha second request?
Alpha 60 and Alpha request to Tango 4, taxi to Tango 44, runway 19.
Alpha 60 and Alpha, taxi to 20 point, Tango 4, report when ready for departure.
Taxi to 20 point, Tango 4 will report Alpha 60 and Alpha.
Alright, yeah, I've got the my Madrid scenery from Asobo as well, which is really nice. Eric, been flight simming since Microsoft Flight Simulator got released, actually. It brought me back to simming after a very long period away, and I hadn't been on a sim since FS 2002. To be precise, and I used to do Concorde. Realists amongst you are going to hate this. I used to do a Concorde flight from Magesfield to Chicago O'Hare just because I could fly a Concorde, and they had a 777 as well, which I used to operate. But that is literally all there was. The only options, really. It was rather bizarre. You couldn't fly further than that, I don't remember. At least initially, and then I just eventually got bored of it. Look at those clouds, wow. Let's try and get a little view of that from the outside, shall we? Because that's stunning. What EFB announcements, Chris? Oh, bloody drone cam. I swear it does its own thing to annoy me. Where's the horizon? There we go, that's probably a nice little shot there for Facebook post stream and Twitter. Come find me on Twitter and things as well, guys, if you've not added me on Twitter and bits. As well as Discord. Join us in Discord. Chris is asking about EFB announcements. So eventually this, I won't turn it on because it kills frames for a couple of seconds. Eventually there is going to be an addition to here, which is going to be similar to the Luke Air tool, in so that such that we will be able to control airline specific announcements within the EFB. It's not yet available in any version of testing or anything at the moment. It's still being very much worked on, very early stages, but I've been helping get a couple of those recorded, so you're gonna have to listen to my dulcet tones more regularly, I think. Alec, have we seen the preview video by Pilot Plus for Bristol? I haven't actually, no, I've seen the preview pictures, but when it gets released I will be bringing you guys content with the Pilot Plus Bristol, hoping pre-release related stuff as well, which would be quite cool.
Takeoff 16 right, airpitch 124.
I'm calling Sumruk 202, airpitch 124 is standby. Sumruk 202.
Look at that, that is stunning. Commentator, yeah, basically. And in the next day or so as well, all of the sounds inside the flybywire A32NX will have been entirely customised, so there won't be a single Asobo sound left in the flybywire mod in the next day or so. God, that's got to be looking good from the outside, surely. Look at those clouds.
Continue standby, departure airpitch 124.
Air Force 1, turn left heading 340.
Left heading 340, Air Force 1.
Birdman, I do it every start, just because I'm not sure. Lauren, I'm not sure actually. Haven't got that far into the planning of it really. Boris, the person that does all the sounds at flybywire, is going to be compiling it all together with the assistance of a couple of people, real cabin crew, doing cabin crew announcements and things as well.
Direct and par, Air Force 1.
Alistair remembers flying the UK version of Peach Airline in the 90s. Wow, Manchester to Dalaman on a Lockheed TriStar with a huge peach as a logo on the tail. Nice. Oh, Alec, I think that was that what you put on Discord, inside the Discord server? I saw something about a dancing passenger, and I was a bit confused, so I didn't even click on it. Let me find it. Somebody definitely mentioned it inside Discord. I just can't remember if it was in the club lounge or not. Ah, there we go. How crazy are these passengers in Microsoft Flight Simulator undergoing final testing? Yeah, Lauren, very true, you could.
Alpha 906 Alpha approaching the dash pass.
Alpha 906 Alpha, the traffic airborne runway 16 right. Now clear to down at no helipad, wind 21/14.
Alpha 906 Alpha, clear to land at no helipad.
Oh wow, the Pilot Plus Bristol looks incredible. I'm watching the dancing passengers. Wow. Well, that's the most random thing I've ever seen for any scenery developer ever. Guys, after this stream, go to the Pilot Plus YouTube channel and have a look at their latest video, which is showing off the the Bristol Airport scenery in the most bizarre way. Asking what tailwind I've got. I've got a 17 knot tail. Actually, probably about 12 knot, 13 knot tailwind
Reverse, we clear direct Sapla.
Direct Sapra and Force 1.
Yeah, Chris, they're going to be very realistic sounding announcements. I can promise you that.
Runway 165 clear for takeoff.
Runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Clayton will be flying next Monday, around about the same time. Well, this Monday coming, I should say. Yeah, I mean, it's so different, Darvax, isn't it? The most bizarre thing I've seen, though, in a long time. But really different, which is nice. It makes it stand out. And it does show off the scenery really well as well at the same time. Kushiro is an airport without radar. Yeah. Expect to hold.
Tokyo Control Jet Alpha 62 Yankee Alpha airborne leaving 4000 to 7000.
Jet Alpha 62 Yankee Alpha Tokyo Control scope 1072.
Scope 107.
So he's just sent us a little message saying, I'm at the front, sending me the message, Kushiro, so you guys flying along as well, it applies to you. Kushiro is an airport without radar. It's a very small airport, a very bizarre approach, which we need to start looking into in a second as well. And the controller is unable to give approach clearance to the next aircraft until the preceding aircraft with approach clearance has landed. Therefore, we should all expect to hold. So, for that reason, let's review those charts, guys. Another graph. Yeah, on a day where we don't have charts, automated holds. So we've got a little bit of a way to go, of course, as you can see here. And we're going to be flying in the MENOK Arnav arrival. Or it could be the ARC, actually. It could be that one, MENOK ARC.
Jet Alpha 906 Alpha landing request taxi.
Jet Alpha 906 Alpha radar taxi dispatch.
Taxi dispatch Jet Alpha 906 Alpha, thank you.
Skymark 791, reverse, we clear direct.
So I've just asked him in a message, are we to expect the MENOK ARC arrival then, instead of the MENOK Arnav? Because there are a couple of holds there which will assist with facilitation of that, including one at Crane, which is going to be interesting. We were flying in via AKESI to MENOK, and then expecting ILS-17, but there is a hold at MENOK. Hopefully that's the case, because this is a lot easier. MENOK got 3,600, 2,500 by Akan for the ILS. And this is the airport, 7 stands. Very small. It's Asobo handcrafted, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how nice this looks. And we've got a couple of bits here as well. So ILS runway 17 is Cat 3. Wow, didn't know that. Expect MENOK Arnav and hold at MENOK. There we are. Nice and simple. So we've been told expect MENOK Arnav, which is what we've got here. AKESI down to CK760, 6,000, and MENOK 3,600. And then, of course, we've got the hold at MENOK, which we'll have to manually fly, which will be interesting. Because we don't have... We've got a VOR there, look. Kushiro VOR 1125. So we'll have to program that in so we can fly the radial back to MENOK, because we're going to have to manually fly this hold. And you can see there that KSE 19 DME is a sort of like a reference point for a turn, a right turn there. Over some terrain as well, 1,000 foot below, so that's going to be interesting. Tawny, hello to you. Kalispera if you're from Greece. Wojtek, hello. How and when should you ask, and who should you ask about your arrival star runway if no ATIS has been published on VATSIM? You can pretty much figure it out through your waypoints throughout your flight plan. So your last waypoint in your flight plan is usually a transition into a star. So in our instance, KIMIN, Yankee 177 to TOLEK, Yankee 124 to MQE, the Victor 35 airway to AKESI, and then AKESI leads into MENOK, which is the MENOK RNAV arrival. So that's all pretty good, and that's how we sort of work it all out. Oh wow, we've got oh no, that's Sapporo Tower.
Again, please.
Airbeach 107, passing 1100 for fly level 220, scope 540.
Never flown a manual hull before, David. Should be interesting. It'll be absolutely fine, providing you've sort of, I don't know if you remember the tutorial I did a little while ago. You go on to track FPA mode. I've not done it on this side of the aeroplane before. That's going to be interesting. And then we do track FPA and we fly the hold as best as we can. We'll be tracking a DME for the turn, so that's going to be, instead of tracking time with the chrono, it looks like it's going to be 90 in DME. So in fact, prepare for that. Although I'm at the front, so it doesn't sound like I'm going to have to hold, which is good. I'm telling you guys because you guys might have to hold. 1125. KSE. Interestingly, the ILS isn't on there either, even though I've got it pre-programmed. So 108.9er. In that goes. And what else have we got here? That's it. There's nothing else really for us to do except for the performance page for the arrival, which I can kind of do now, to be fair. So let's get the METAR for Kushiro. RJCK, I think it is. No. Is it RJCK? Yeah, RJCK. We've got no weather. I know what I'll do. I'll quickly go onto my Discord server and we'll punch in for the METAR there. METAR's charts, dot METAR. RJCK. There we go. Winds are variable at 1 knots, all the nines, few clouds 800 feet. Oh, okay, brilliant. And QNH 1016. 16 degrees, and interestingly 16 degrees Celsius temperature, and the dew point is also 16 degrees Celsius, and for that reason we should also expect some fog, if I'm correct. Matthew, our real life CRJ pilot in the live chat. Variable at 1 knots.
Nippon 108 clearance please.
Go ahead for the clearance.
And our MDA of 523. So literally 200-300 foot below the cloud is our minimums.
Flight en route. Maintain flight level 310, stroke 1035.
What I'll do is I'll put it in the live chat for those of you flying along.
Departure will be 16 right, QNH 3003.
Copy, QNH 3003 from runway 16 right.
Darvacs always have fuel for holds. So can I approach in advance? What should I put? So yeah, basically, voice X. So when you're flying in, you should be told when you contact approach, they will tell you expect. In this instance, for us, if we had approach online, for example, it would be expect MENOK RNAV arrival, ILS runway 17, and that's them telling us what to expect for the arrival. and then we can punch it all into here.
Direct to Tapra, Sierra Alpha, Papa, Romeo Alpha, 20202.
What else have we got? Some beautiful views. Let's see. Look at that. Yeah, low cloud makes sense. Yeah, the METAR said 800 feet, so that tallies. That is stunning. Does it look as good outside? Yeah, it kind of does.
Good evening, Center 3, Audible with 501 Heavy, continue sped 25 at Romeo Juliet Alpha, request the radio check.
1.1501, hello, Tokyo Control, Leisure 5.
So if we were at flight level 370 for the flight, we would be in that ever so fine layer of cloud above us. Aviation simulation, no, won't be doing the return, I don't think. Mainly because, especially with the holds, it's an hour and 30 flight time, but with the holds as well, it could take 30-40 minutes for everybody to land, and you guys know I like to try and watch everybody land if we can. That cloud's coming down to meet us. Zero Stratus, I think. Wow. Too much talking there.
I'm sorry, Skymark 791, expect RC1 kilometers for right approach, information 01 right approach, information Charlie Phoenix 3003.
Tawny, Captain, I wanted to ask you something. Does your tutorial about the custom views still working? I tried, but it's not yet. That hasn't changed. It should all be fine. Darvax, my Barrow for the arrival is 523. Matthew, brilliant.
I'm sorry,
Never thought of that. Genius. I mean, we're in the cloud now, so I'll start logging those hours for IMC. Love it. Yeah, commentator, sadly not, no, but you can sometimes, if you've got the vPilot client open, you'll see RX highlighted as well. Now we're in the cloud. Bizarrely enough, I've got all of the lights on. Inside.
16 right for departure.
And it still looks very dark.
8 departure. Then Empire transition.
Darvax, I've just showed the charts. Let me show them again. So, Star, MENOK, RNAV arrival, AKESI, inbound to CK760 at 6,000 or so. People in the holds might be a little higher than that though. MENOK 3,600. By the way guys, if you are flying the holds, you're all going to be in the same hold here. And therefore you'll be 1,000-foot separation amongst each other. So try and get some really good screenshots of you guys all flying this little hold. You can see a max speed of 230 knots in the hold. Lowest altitude 3,600, and that gives you 1,300 feet separation from the peak just here at 19 DME from KSC, which is there. So just before you enter MENOK, you're going to want to, instead of hitting MENOK, you're going to want to brake left and fly out a track of 306 degrees to 19 DME from that KSC VOR, Kushiro VOR. At 19 DME, you then start a max 230 knot turn round to a track of 126, and you know that you're going to be lining up nicely because if you've got the VOR tuned in, you'll arrow for the VOR is going to be straight true to your heading with a radial of 306. So then you fly up to MENOK, then another right turn to 306, and you just continue that loop like so until you're told you can exit the hold, in which case you would then head back to MENOK. Unless you begin instant vectors, you'd head back to MENOK and then you'd fly that 13 DME arc, which is what I'm expecting to do, round to the ILS. And then make the approach. So a lot of the airports and little islands around Japan don't have radar. Like Hachijojima, for example, Tokyo Control will take you there. However, you will then find that they will just give you a traffic advisory because they don't have radar contact. So if there was loads of aeroplanes flying in, they'll give you that radar advisory instead, and just tell you no traffic seen, and then it's down to us to decide. Steve, yeah, dome lights are all on max. It's really bizarre. Sim update 5, you can see there it's on bright. Sim update 5 now. I find that I have to look at stuff directly to be able to actually get a good view of it. Perhaps it's one of the settings gone up to ultra that's causing it. David A, yeah, flight track FPA. So you'd go into that mode. Get rid of the flight director. You could potentially leave the flight director on if you want. Have a quick look at the ground charts just to work out where I might want to vacate. So 2,500 metre long runway, and there are 90-degree taxiways off the runway, so Tango 4, Tango 5. So we'll go full flaps for landing, and we'll probably try to vacate at Tango 4, if not Tango 5. Doctor on board, no, sadly the flybywire mod can't do it yet. It's a feature that I really hope they introduce soon, though. Steer is back, hello? I'm going to have to do this on the first officer view as well, which is going to be quite alien. There you go, Lauren. Velox, no, sadly not, no. Years and years ago I used to fly light aircraft. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't afford to make it all the way though. Maybe one day.
Tokyo Control on the pond 494 requesting descent and approach into Haneda International.
Nick, hello. Darvax, I think he's taken us all the way. I think he's bandboxed Hokkaido.
Descent to flight level 230, reach via when at MENOK.
Matthew, I guess real life is so well timed that you don't need to worry about. It's so well planned and so well structured that you pretty much guarantee that whatever arrival route you're getting, it's going to be the same when you get there. Bit of turbulence. The volume for V-Pilot sounds so loud these days, and I've not changed any settings. Mohammed, VATSIM. Always VATSIM.
Nippon Cargo 108 runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha to Honey Point.
Oh, common tides are nice. If you're within the age range of joining the Air Force on a commission, then go for it. If that's what you want to do. Failing that, you can look at the, like I was talking about yesterday during yesterday's stream, the Wizz Air Pilot Cadet Program, the Pilot Academy. It's about 20,000 euros, but then everything's all yours. Yeah, doctor on board. Yeah, the plan is Tango 4, but who knows? Velox, are you in Europe by any chance? Because if so, I really recommend looking at that Wizz Air Pilot Academy scheme. You're a little young still yet, but depending on where you are, you might have like organisations like the Air Cadets that you can go and learn to fly and get the basics of flying to sort of see if you enjoy it. Which obviously you will, because flying's amazing. Love the wispiness of these clouds. UK, there we go. So I really recommend the Air Cadets.
Clear to Kagoshima Airport via Laksa 3 departure flight en route, maintain flight level 340.
Commentator, no, you don't need a PPL first. That's the beauty of that that particular program. No, I didn't do that, Velox. No, it's a new scheme that's come out. So basically, it's like the old school ab initio pilot sponsorship. Matthew, nice. Yeah, when I'm going to be trying to plug away at my ATPL over the next couple of years. I'm going to have to do the modular route. But what you can do, Velox, if your family have got the funds to do so, you can start going for your doctor on board. He's bandboxed Hokkaido. So yeah, CAE in Oxford's very good, and yeah, it's got good links to airliners, but that doesn't increase your chances massively of getting employed. They can't not employ you because you've done your training elsewhere, especially if you've paid for it off your own back. Leonardo, yes, live weather. Oops. We've got a discontinuity there, look. Flight plan. Okay, so we don't have a discontinuity.
And Vietnam 164, we are at Narita Airport, looking for eyeball clearance to Fukuoka Airport.
Oh well. Weird. Yeah, that's another one. Felix, as you're saying there, you could actually get a PPL scholarship through the Air Cadets. Really competitive though, exceptionally competitive to do. And I never had the chance. I applied, never got it. And the bursary schemes could be very good as well. Wow. Yeah, Velox, so you can start your PPL now and you can go solo at the age of 16, and then you can progress through your PPL from there onwards really. So you could in theory have a PPL by the age of 18.
Nippon 168, you're clear to Fukuoka Airport via A departure and path Ranison, flight en route, maintain flight level 3.
Oh, sim, nice.
Go to 1023.
Yeah, doctor on board. So what happens in Tokyo quite a lot with ATC, the Tokyo Center controllers, usually if it's just them online and there's quite a bit of traffic, say for example going up to Hokkaido, they will control the whole thing. But it does say Tokyo, but he's controlling Hokkaido as well. Commentator, you want to go to the Wizz Air Pilot Academy. Stand by, I'll get the link and I'll put it in the live chat for those of you who might want to have a little look.
Clear to Fukuoka by departure and path transition. Flight plan route, climb maintain flight level 340 and squawk 1037 signal 35.
Leonardo, it's live weather, but it's not live time.
16 right, departure Vietnam 35, thank you very much.
Sure. Vietnam 160, verify, scope 1057.
Metropolis 1057, Vietnam 160.
Exactly, Matthew. Live weather does not equal live time. With Velox, ultimately there is no cheap way to do it, that's the sad thing. But if it's something you really want to do, there are different options out there for you to explore.
1213 again, there's SID and runway departure, please.
Departure will be 16 right, test A departure, and path transition.
Lauren, so they've got a partnership with a flying school in Athens, it's all on the website. A flying school in Athens and a flying school in Budapest, I think it is. And there are links via their own careers website. So one of the buttons within it, within the pilot careers part of their website, takes you through to their pilot academy. Those clouds are fantastic. That drone cam though is utterly frustrating. We should be getting a bit of sunset towards how far have we got actually? 160.
Thank you, radar is correct, report man ready for departure. I'm sorry, report man ready for pushback.
What do we want here? MENOK. So this is the progress page, it'll tell you distance to a waypoint, like so. So we know we've got 174 miles to run to MENOK, and that allows us to calculate our top of descent really. Jeff, none sadly. I used to be a civilian instructor with the Air Cadets on the Grob Vigilant. So I had like a military flying grade. It isn't, yeah, indeed, Matthew. And Wizz Air, for example, have said that by 2030, I believe, they want another 4,500 pilots, which is a huge demand.
26, request IFR clearance to Fukuoka level 380.
26, can you move the gauge 24? Your gate is
Clayton, it's at the top of your screen in Zulu. Time to go. 24 minutes. 166 miles roughly.
Gate 24 and 23.
Beautiful weather, stunning weather.
Roger, thank you.
There's the moon. Velox, how do you mean ATPL essential to ATPL? So what's NOx? Yes, indeed, yeah, custom flight plan manager. You've got to do PPL, instrument ratings, night ratings, multi-engine ratings, the ATPL theory, which is a whole load of exams, and you've then got to do a multi-crew conversion course, which allows you to do flying with another person, and hence therefore validate you for flying as a first officer. And you've got to do your commercial pilot's license, which allows you to get paid as a pilot. And then once you've done all of that, it will result in a frozen ATPL. So you'll have a frozen ATPL to go to an airline, and once you've got a certain amount of hours, it unlocks, it unfreezes, at least as I understand it. But by that point, you're already an airline pilot.
Out of cockpit for 5 minutes, Air Force One.
Air Force One, alright, report back.
Report back, thank you.
Nick, yeah, so if it all goes a bit buggy and a bit messed up in the current MCDU Flight Plan Manager and the dev branch, this is the custom one with a whole load of extra stuff. Works really nicely. CK760 to MENOK. Yet there is no line. Interesting. Our ratio, it's not yet out. Wojtek, we're in the first officer's seat just for something a bit different today. Wanted to give it a go. So what I'll do, if it bugs out a little bit, go on to managed selected heading mode. Do you want to select that so you don't turn at any point, and then you build everything back in again, basically. Horatio, bear with me, let me get you a link. So I'm listening to the radio as well, because we should be expecting some stuff soon. Basically what happens is, with this link that I'm about to put in the live chat, if you're on a PC, you've got to click it if you're on a PC. It will allow you to download the current package, but it's changed all the time, the current package of the custom Flight Plan Manager, which we're using today. Working in for a bit of sunset now, look. Hopefully it's still just light enough for us to land. Knox, you will always do the PPL elements within any ab initio training. Azovic, you need to log into GitHub. It is very strange, Wojtek. It is really off-putting, actually, I've got to say. MENOK's 3,600. 120 to go. I reckon we're pretty much there. (106).
Page 5901, descend at pilot description, linking flight level 200.
Descend discretion and maintain flight level 200 at pitch 5901. Got a 53 knot crosswind. Start our descent. Look at that, just as we were discussing it. Perfect. Felix, no, not doing the return, sadly.
Runway 16 right, report when ready for departure.
Taxi to holding point runway 16 right, Alpha 14. Report ready, all in 16.
Matthew, I think that's why you see one US regional in particular starting to bail on the regional game and become a cargo airline. They see the writing on the wall within a decade, regional airlines won't exist. That's sad. It's not good. But with all of your wealth of experience, you'll be able to hop across to airlines. Or non-regional airlines, I should say. Yeah, Horatio, you need to log in to GitHub. As I was saying a second ago, Pilot 101, welcome on board. David A, the airlines need to change how they're training and hiring pilots, I would think. It's just cost prohibitive for so many to do it. In the police service, we train all our pilots in-house. Yeah, and years ago when I was growing up, sadly I was just young, I was just too young to actually make use of any of these schemes, but at the time there was proper integrated airline sponsored schemes where Britannia Airways, for example, would pay for you to do your flight training, and then they would subsidise it out of your. They get the costs back through your wages over, say, 5 years. They do need to do something though, and I think that's where Wizz has come in slightly different, because Wizz Air.
Air Beach 591. Descend maintain 3600. Clear for ILS Zulu runway 17. I'm sorry. Clear for ILS runway 17 approach via MENOK arrival.
Descend 3,600 feet and cleared for ILS runway 17 approach via the MENOK arrival Air Beach 591.
Tokyo Control Vietnam 164, gate 24 ready for pushback and start.
Vietnam 164 pushback cleared runway 168.
They do need to do something. Perhaps they should headhunt from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Work out if people have got the aptitude to do it or not. Destination data is done. RadNav is complete, and that has got all the data in that it needs. We're cleared for the ILS 17. We've got that programmed in. And we're now well into our descent.
I'm sorry, station calling second call sign?
Bamboo 125 at Narita Airport, gate 43.
Matthew, so how does it work in relation to pilot training for you guys in the States then? Because as I understood it at the moment, at least in the UK, you can join an airline with 0 hours and they start to train you up. Well, not 0 hours, but the hours that you've achieved from your CPL. NOx? No, I don't use any Megapack stuff anymore. A lot of it's fairly low quality or doesn't work quite properly. No crash to desktops because I don't use them.
Air Force 1 is back in cockpit.
Yeah, we don't even have any weather profiles for Kushiro. But look at that. How stunning is that? I love that, that is stunning. It's worthy of a screenshot for sure. Screenshot spam in the Discord after the stream today, naturally. Why not? Oh, there you go. Air Peach 573, hold at MENOK.
Vietnam 35, traffic is making push left side of air, pushback, answer, standby, pushback. Standby, Vietnam 35.
Yeah, next week we got the World Update 6 coming, haven't we? Hopefully I'm at work that day, because I tend to be at work for most of these, and then I sit there and watch the chaos. And then when I finally get back to my sim 2 or 3 days later, when I finish my week at work, it tends to have stabilised somewhat at that point, so that's always good. I'll let you guys test it and let me know how bad it is before I get to connect. Wow, no 250 airline pilots here. What's the minimum requirement for airlines in the UK? Look at that, wow. Does anyone know what the minimum requirements are for hours with pilots in the UK? That is phenomenal.
Center, ready for post and start, stand with 225, on report 1501 heavy.
On report 1501 heading south, pushback up there on 6 point.
Push
Jeez, that's so good.
On report 1501 heavy, thank you.
I know it used to be a thing years ago, you needed like 1,500 hours in order to apply for airlines years ago when I was last looking, and I think that was roughly when I decided I was never going to make it and I just gave up. But if the requirements have been relaxed somewhat, then it might be a way in. TOLEK, hi.
16 right, taking off on contact 27.
Japan 3526, say your position please.
What did I say the QNH was? 1016. Let's do a quick METAR check before we get deeper into the arrival. Still 1016, variable 1 knots, few clouds, 800 feet, 16 degrees, 16 degrees, so expecting low cloud of fog. It's the same METAR from this morning. All good, that's all set, ready to go. Pilot flying monitors the performance page. Commentator, it's a 2-year residential course for the Wiz one, sadly, so for me it's not something that I could do, although it does really frustrate me. Look at that. That is stunning. This is why I love flying in Japan in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you've not flown in this region before, guys, I mean, look at this. And yeah, the scenery is just going to get better as we get closer. This is going to be absolutely stunning. Just incredible. Let's get this ready. We're going down to 3,300, so I'll just keep the descent all the way down, and I'll just switch off standard onto local. Doctor on board, yeah. It is though.
Nippon 627, departure, let up contact ground maintain flight level 340.
level 340.
Tokyo Control, Vietnam 35, parking,
Vietnam 35, pushback update, I'm 165.
Pushback approval, runway 35, 16 right, Vietnam 35.
Tokyo Control, Vietnam 3 direct, request radio attack.
Felix, nice. Yeah, I mean, look at that. A ratio, it should be about 10 minutes or so, roughly. It's a gigabyte.
Flight 235, Tokyo Control, AG5, where are you position?
You can see the low cloud down below as well. We're expecting that cloud to be down at about 800 feet. Oh, look at that. It's fantastic. Try not to say stunning now. But seriously though, look, that is so good.
Japan 3526, thank you for waiting. Clearance for you.
Hare Krishna, hello. You need to download them all from flightsim.to. Meta Boy, welcome on board. What else can we do? That looks a bit unhappy, doesn't it? Apparently, even though that's like that, it should fly the route correctly anyway. So we're going to see. I'm actually just going to let it do what it's thinking it should do to see if it works or not. But if not, I'll have a little go in managed modes, or selected modes rather. Alberto, you tell me. It looks stunning to me. Look at that. Microsoft Flight Simulator at its finest. As we make our way to the island of Hokkaido. Oh, look at that, guys. Could you get enough of that? Imagine that as a passenger view. William, no, but put something between 66 to 72 and trimmable horizontal stabilizer, just put DN 0.2. And then what you want to do is you want to change this, rotate this to a 0.2, so you see the numbers and stuff here. How are we doing? 13,000, still descending. 30 miles to go. Actually, we've probably got 40 miles to go. So I can kill this descent rate down a little bit, I think. A ratio, yeah, so you extract it like normal. When you do a couple more extractions, eventually you end up with a folder called flybywire A320neo. You drag that into your community folder. Felix, sounds like you're flying nap of the earth then, as the military like to do so. Hugging the terrain. Correct, hopefully. 30 miles to go, I'm hoping it should snap into each other and work itself out. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Sadly, I think the sun is going to go down before we arrive. I'm trying to get horizon set. So Kushiro is on the nose according to the nav display, just ever so slightly offset from the nose. Can't quite see it yet, but it's about here somewhere down below, right on the coast. You can see that VOR already picking up there. MENOK 3635. I reckon we can just stick with 1,000 foot per minute for the time being. Kenty, nice. HVN 305. Where are you flying to?
On Narita Airport, stand number 37, request for push and start.
Okay, double transmission 1.26, wind 2006, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 16 right, on inbound 26 heavy.
Jay, hello. Giving it the challenge. Seeing if I can do it.
Ready for taxi to runway 16 right, on inbound 1501 heavy.
Seems to be sorting itself out there, look. That custom flight plan manager. You can see that these are starting to move and adapt.
ready for descent.
Alberto, perfect. Haven't yet worked out where we're going. I still need to do that VFR route that we spoke about a couple of months back. I might do that for that group flight when we hit 10,000 subscribers. Nice little scenic South American VFR. Kevin, good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you,
Tokyo Control Vietnam 164 ready for taxi at Narita Airport.
flight number 164, follow only point, head to Butte, taxi to only point, Channel 165.
MENOK in 30. Let's get that rate of descent back down, I think.
Only point 168, Tokyo control is closest, monitoring command.
We'll see what it can achieve on managed mode.
Thank you very much and good night.
Got low auto brake. You can see the nav display stabilising. It is sorting itself out. Right, quick check of missed approach. And climb to 3,600 via a heading of 168 degrees to 3 DME KSC VOR. Then turn right to intercept and proceed outbound via the KSC VOR, radial of 200 degrees to crane and hold and contact Kushiro Tower. Oh, Alberto, yeah, definitely. When we do the group flights, usually it's on voice chat and Discord, so that'd be perfect. MENOK 3,600, continuing a descent. We're cleared to the ILS down to 2,500 for the glide slope.
Air pitch 490, set for me.
Yeah, air pitch 490, descend 12,000.
Descend 12,000.
Jeff, holds, definitely give them a practice learning how to fly them manually as well, just in case it bugs out. You can then deal with it yourself, and how to do go arounds and things. I've got tutorials for both of those. There's Kushiro off in the distance. 20 miles. Wow. Oi, oi, oi. Round we go. Love screenshots when it's like this. I mean, look at that. Stunning. We've got great aeroplanes. Oh, cabin, no, I'm using the numpad and the WASD keys. Oh, wrong side. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream today. Make sure you hit like. Give us a little subscribe if you've not done so already too. And come say hi in the live chat. Bit of terrain there we can see we've got to avoid. You can see the low cloud as well. We had on the METAR about 800 feet for the METAR. So we're conscious of that too. 6,000 still going. Level at MENOK 3,600. We're then going to be flying a 13 DME arc, which isn't in here, interestingly. Not quite sure what that is going to do actually. So I'm going to hover there ready to go to selected heading mode if it bugs out. Continue on Unicom 122.8 for airpitch 591. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Airpitch 49.
Kushiro traffic, airpitch 591 A320neo inbound MENOK for the ILS runway 17 approach. I will report when established. Kushiro traffic. How many miles? 10, 15. Approach phase activated. Just continue that descent slightly. We've almost got this quite nice actually. 10 miles to go, about 1,000 feet to go to. So I'm actually going to, because it was at or above 3,500, I'm actually going to allow the aeroplane to slow to green dot speeds. Wowzers. So good. Look at that. Everything's looking peachy, Jeff. Yep. So nice. Yeah, the sim has got its critics. It has. I am not one of them. It's just stunning. Right, keeping an eye on this now because this is important. We don't want to turn because that's going to throw our approach off entirely. We want the 13 DME arc, so I want that view down a little bit. We're at 10.5 DME here. Got my charts ready. We're at the green dot. There's the ILS. That's picked up nicely. Drop down to 10 nautical miles an hour. What we don't want to see is the bank. We don't want to see any angle of bank. This is a test version of the custom flight plan manager. And I'm looking at the PFD to see if we start to turn. No. Naughty. Almost got it right. Ground's only 1,000 foot below us at some places during this, but because it's the custom flight plan manager, we don't have a terrain radar, as you can see here. So that's something else to bear in mind. 11.5 DME. So almost at MENOK. We've got that 10 mile range. We want track FPA for this little DME arc. Mind you, that doesn't really matter too much for this instance. If we were flying a hold, we'd have broke off by now, and we'd be flying out on a track of 306 for the hold at MENOK. And we want cabin secure. All the lights are on, seatbelt signs are on. That's all ready to go with our American pilots. Just reset the view. Set 2,500 ready. Let's come out of that for a second. We'll just use heading mode. Start a bit of a turnout. .800 foot per minute. Velox, I tried to stream just whenever I'm off, really. There's no set piece to it. 2,000 for the terrain at the moment below. You can see that on the radar, 1,900. We can just about see it below, but it is very dark. Wow, that is... That's quite dark, isn't it? Oops. Fat fingers. Fat fingers again. Bloody thing. In we go. At this point I'm going to go flaps 1. You can see how close we are to the ground, and obviously if we went too far out to the side, we've got all that terrain that's actually above us at the moment. We're only 1,500 feet above ground at the moment. But we are level at 2,500, ready for the approach. Just hit a little spike of terrain there. I'm looking at it on the charts though, so I know we are at points 1,000 foot clear. So we're just coming out of that 13 DME arc now to come in for the ILS. A ratio. If you copied and pasted it, you should just be able to click Control V, surely. Oh, wrong buttons, There we go, that's the one I want. There's the approach button. Flaps 2. There's the runway. Matt check, welcome back. Let's get some of the screen brightness down for the approach. We can see more on the outside than the inside. Approach mode is activated. We should be turning now to intercept. There we go, lock. Oops. goodness sake. Saved it. The aeroplane's buggered me as well, hasn't it? It's activated, goddamn. Missed approach. It's so frustrating when it does that, guys. Let's try and get this back. We're at 30 degrees. Why are we overspeeding? Shush. Why has it gone into that mode and then refused to come back out of it? That's frustrating, that never usually happens. Let's get rid of the flaps because we are overspeeding. We don't want that. Carefully put it back into lever climb. I mean, it should be a missed approach, but I'm conscious of screwing everybody else up. Oh, maybe the ILS doesn't like it, look. Screw it. In we go. As Dr. and Boar's just saying there, fly in manually. Thing is, we are getting quite close to the airfield, so that is going to be a missed approach. Look at that, that has really buggered it up. Oh well. Kushiro traffic, Airpeach 5901. Just caution any inbound traffic, the ILS is very balked and declaring a missed approach. Going around. Kushiro traffic. Gears up. Just wasn't stable enough. That was right messed up. So round we go.
Kushiro traffic, Airpeach 600, inbound MENOK.
Yeah, good luck with that ILS. It's really messed up. I'm going around.
Okay, I'll give it a shot and see what happens.
And I bet now it won't even come out of this mode. Right. (161). Oh yeah. When it activated approach phase, I was kind of hoping it was going to go back into approach mode afterwards, but yeah, obviously not. So 3,600, we're a bit above that, but that's fine. Let's allow that to descend. We need a right turn now, commencing at 3 miles. Turn right to intercept and proceed outbound via KIMIN VOR to radial of 200. Yeah, we did lock the ILS for a second, but then it just refused to do it properly again, so for that reason I just aborted it basically. But we're obviously still in approach mode at the moment. Inbound traffic at Kushiro, have you passed MENOK already?
I'm approaching MENOK now, I'm 2.1 miles out.
Roger, I'll vector back round to MENOK.
I can vector away if you want.
Negative, you carry on, I'll come in number 2 to you. Don't want to mess any other people up. Alstar. Darvax, sorry, I might have extended your hold for a few minutes at MENOK's. Let's see, where's MENOK? Not quite sure where that wants to take us. MENOK's there though, we can see that. Happy days. Right, we will try this again. I'm sure the people of Kushiro are very pleased. It just got too bugged up, way too close to the runway there, so I just didn't want to. I didn't want to try again and just sort of smash it down. Nagasaki to Narita worldwide pilot sounds great. Oh, for goodness sake! You give it, yeah, a bit of time. It is a test build. There are things that will go wrong with this. But it's ruddy annoying. Yep, did catch the thrust levers. That's why it's engaged go around mode. But it's refused to then acknowledge that I then wanted to do a go around anyway. Where's David? We should potentially be able to see his lights somewhere. We're still on 1228, that's all good. This is a test branch, so it's not expected to work properly. Jeff, yeah, is very wild, isn't it? I'm going to make sure, just before we commit to this again, we have got everything tuned in. Still we do, that's good. And the perf page is in approach phase. Oh, George, that's not good. Plenty of time to play Flight Simulator, though. Every cloud. Flight rise 20 miles from MENOK. I am 8. But I'm going to cut that short and I'm going to join it downwind. Kushiro traffic air Peach 591 is inbound MENOK once more. 3,600 for the ILS 17, I believe, number 2 to traffic. Kushiro traffic.
I covered you with that turn and final ILS 717.
Roger.
Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 490 is fully established ILS 17. 11 miles out.
So he's about here somewhere, not that we can see him. I can't see Air Peach 573 either. Let's use external view. There's somebody behind. That's probably Flight Ra. Who's that ahead then that's using text only? Just so I get a bit of an idea for spacing. Oh, good grief, we've got Air Peach 573, which is Darvax, so we've got Air Peach 490. We potentially have got conflict with him up here somewhere, but I can't see his aeroplane. And the other thing to bear in mind is the custom flight plan manager that we're checking out today does not have a working TCAS currently either, so whereas before we would get threats popping up left, right and centre for us, we don't have that luxury in this instance. Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 591, I believe now number 3 actually to the Air Peach on text only, so extending the downwind leg into Kushiro. Can't see a chuffing thing, I might rewind time.
Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 490, something 6.5 mile. 17, ILS 17.
Be good if we saw nav lights at least, wouldn't it?
2,500.
Hello, Macca Simulations. Hope you're okay.
Kushiro traffic airfield 6160 bound on MENOK will hold on 5 knots.
Kushiro traffic at Peach 591 turning base. Ground spoilers. Cool, 573 is established, so that's working out nicely actually. Peach 573. ABS simulation. When we were looking at the trailer for Manchester ages ago, Max at Macca Simulations and I were looking at music for weeks on end. I think it was a long time we were looking at music. Round we go. Let's try number 2. Normally I'd try and wing it and fly visual, but it just got too unstable, so I thought there's no point continuing to try. God, I saw a green light then and I thought that was an aeroplane. We are getting ready to intercept. See, I can see him, which might be flight radar. And I can see him. Oh no, that's the airport. In fog. Beautiful. We want that view. Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 591 is established, ILS 17 to land 11 miles, Kushiro traffic.
Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 124 is at 4,000 feet, 13 miles out of MENOK.
Sasha, hello, we're landing very soon.
Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 490 is clear 17.
Airspeed 142 knots currently. Yeah, he's finals.
My glide slope did not catch, so I had to glide in manually.
Ah, so it's not just me then. A couple of us are having problems with the ILS. This is Asobo handcrafted after all. Just reset that view, we want the first officer's look. That's on 10. Almost on the glide. Flaps 3 currently, 2,500. 8 miles, let's go gear down. Kushiro traffic, Air Peach 591 is 8 mile finals. ASGMP, hello, yes, this is the custom flight plan manager version. We've been using it over the last 2 weeks on streams and it's really very nice. There are a couple of issues with it, of course, as we've seen today. And don't do what I did. Shloik, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing. Don't do what I've done and accidentally, ever so slightly, just knock your throttle too far towards MCT, because then it'll activate go around mode, which is very frustrating. Outer marker. Descending on the glides. 5.5 miles. We've tamed the beast, Nathan. We have indeed. 2.7 miles. We should be at 1,169. We're on the glide nicely. Approach number 2. That first one was a shocker. Willie, hello. Captured the glide slope. All is well so far. There we go. Last time nicely there. We're at 3 miles or 4 miles finals. We've got somebody behind. And we are slow to final approach speeds. Let's get a final little wing view. Look at that. Beautiful. Flight radar should be on at 2 o'clock. Can't see you. You might be by that support beam there. 3 miles. So we're on the profile. we are actually in fog as well. So the dew point of the temperature was 12 degrees, 12 degrees, or 16 degrees, 16 degrees. And what that means is we can expect really low cloud or fog. Maurizio landing with tailwind. Sadly, it looks like so, yes. The METAR was variable at 1 knots. It's flowering. Eco memo's no, blue water brake is low. Landing inhibit mode's on. It's a pink engines. Yeah, we did well yesterday with pink engines. There we go, the lights are now starting to light up the cloud or the fog in front. This is remarkably cool. You know what I'm going to quickly do?
500, 400, 300.
There we go. 2 red, 2 white. Looking at the threshold currently. Continue, stable.
200, 100.
In a marker.
50,
Looking ahead.
40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Down. Got reverse thrust active at the moment, and we're trying to vacate at Tango 4, which is coming up. I think we're missing it. We have. It's been the reverse thrust. There's an aeroplane there. Yeah, it's only 4 or so knots tailwind. I believe, without fact checking it myself, while I taxi off, I think the A320neo can comfortably deal with tailwinds up to 15 knots, I believe. Kushiro traffic, air pitch 5911, vacated at Tango 5, taxi to gates. Kushiro traffic.
Kushiro traffic, air pitch 124 to 3200 for the ILS runway 17.
Butter, indeed. Let's see what the rating is going to be then when we get there. There's one of the guys on finals there. I love how every flight is a group flight. Makes it awesome. Really enjoy it. In we go. There's one of the other chaps parked up. What I'm going to do in a second, I've actually got the flight recorder program working at the minute. We're going to park up at the gate, and then I'm going to rewind and check out the landing from the outside. Potentially after the stream.
160 is established. Kushiro traffic.
Default MSFS airport, but it's handcrafted. Bizarrely. I'm sure somebody else was landing. So Thera, yeah, watch my YouTube tutorials and have a little look as well if it helps. I've created some free PDFs just to help with example conversations on how to get clearance and everything else too, so if that helps, do check them out as well. Let's see, I think that gate. We might park it in a second, just very briefly stop.
Traffic, air pitch 6160, 5 mile final, runway 17. Kushiro traffic.
Kushiro Airport.
Kushiro traffic established on the ILS 11 miles, runway 17.
Oh, it could be 15 or 18 knots, one of them. I feel like I remember 15 knots from somewhere, but perhaps that could be the CEO variant. There's 2 lights, look at that, up ahead. 15 knots. Ah, there we go. Let's leave that on a second. We'll quickly snap over to go and check out the other guys. I'll stop recording the flight recorder mod. Don't forget to enter our Gleam giveaway. You've got 9 €5 gift vouchers for Sim Market, redeemable on MM Simulations products. Let's go back in time ever so slightly. Look, we get that fog. Look at that. Atmospherics are fantastic. We've got 2 on finals there. Still a couple of miles out. So what I'll do very quickly, we'll have a look at Volanta, if I can complete the flight. I'm the 4th person to arrive there today, apparently. And that's pretty good. Minus 228 foot per minute at 0.96 G. Very happy with that. I'll quickly show you guys that. There you go. Minus 228.96. You can see what the ILS was doing there. Really buggy and horrible, and then it tried to send me back. So the rest of that was manually done. That little second approach attempt there. Quickly snap back to watch the landing. Here he comes through the fog. Beautiful. He's down. But is he going to stop in time? He's done it. Right down the end, mind. Oh, I didn't install that aviation simulation. That's nicely done. And we got the next one through the fog. What brilliant weather this is. That's Volanta, Jeff. It's free to download from Orbex, and it tracks your flights. It gives you landing ratings and things like that as well. And Alberto, no, just I schedule the flights in advance, of course, and then we get controllers that love a bit of traffic that connect in for us, which is really nice. Last one in on finals, Air Peach 124. Bit of a float, that one, yeah. Wait, look at that though.
124 landing runway 17.
Let's see if we can. Let's see what it looks like. Look at that. That's the fog in the daylight, guys. Is that actually better to see in sunset conditions? I mean, look at that.
Papa 4, Papa 3, Kushiro traffic.
The fog rolling over the airfield's fantastic. Bit of terrain in the background as well. Looking quite spectacular. I do love Japan. And I'd love, like I said earlier on, I've only ever been to Tokyo, fell in love with it, ended up going once a month, every month for 3 years at least. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a month as well. But I've never explored the rest of the country, and I'd very much love to do so. Beautiful landing there. Look at that. I did well to vacate there. Once we all park up, I'll have a little.
MH24 taxiing.
There's one taxiing in there. Get a little screenshot with everybody. Every flight's a group flight. That's what it's all about. (16°C) is probably about right. Bearing in mind Hokkaido is very, very far north. Kevin, it's an issue that's a result of Sim Update 5, frustratingly. Penzik, you did, yeah. You looks like you were on the emergency brakes there. It's frustrating the nav lights aren't on though. Definitely a Sim Update 5 thing, that. over the next few days, guys, join us in our Discord server. We're going to be discussing the routes. Oh dear, they've not seen each other. I've still got my engines on, hence why the beacons are flashing. We're going to be discussing where to fly next, of course, on our Discord server over the next couple of days over the weekend while I'm back at work. I love this. This is great. Give me shelter. I'd have to see a picture. It is quite a few years ago. Yeah, Lauren, very far north, but also late at night and right on the ocean. So yeah, 16 degrees is probably about right. And to be honest, actually, I can imagine the live weather's bang on with the fog as well. The dew point being 16 degrees Celsius, as well as the temperature being 16 degrees Celsius, as we discussed on the way out, usually means not only low cloud, the METAR suggested 800 feet. Broken cloud, I think it was 800 feet. But also, we can expect fog. Wow, look at that. That's got to get in the screenshot as well. Absolutely. Where's he going? We're going to park here, right? Kevin, yes. Do ping us on Discord if you're one of our bronze, silver or gold frequent flyers. We'll make sure you get access into the lounge. Just getting a couple of screenshots for everybody. Hope everybody that flew along's really enjoyed it today. Yeah, Lauren, it certainly is. And you know what? It shows you how good Microsoft Flight Simulator's live weather engine actually is. It's hit the nail on the head with this weather. It's a stunning little handmade airport as well. Where's he go? Can't quite make his mind up where he's going to park, but there we go. Oh, we're kind of blurring everybody out there. Let's see. Let me see here. That looks cool as hell. Look at that fog as well. There we go, guys. 5 of us departed Tokyo Narita, and 5 of us have arrived through the fog into Kushiro Airport in Japan. Handmade Asobo scenery, of course. We've got Microsoft Live weather in place at the moment as well. Turned it to daylight so you guys can see the handcrafted airport. Parts of the world that you quite possibly would never have considered flying to or using. So hopefully I've added to your little route arsenal a really nice little suggestion. I mean, look at that for a handcrafted bit of scenery. Ignoring the issues that I probably caused myself. Oh. Crash the desktop. That's good. I'm not going to be getting a flight recorder review of the flight then on arrival, if that's the case, because the Sims decided to crash. What a good time to do it though, eh? Keep an eye out over the weekend. We're going to be in our Discord server. Love it. What a time for it to crash, eh? In our Discord server, we're going to be planning what to do on Monday for the week ahead. We're going to be doing a couple of streams through Monday across to Thursday, Friday or so. I'm actually going flying tomorrow, potentially, weather permitting, of course. I'm going to be doing some circuits at my local airfield with a friend of mine who's got a private pilot's license. So looking forward to that, and I might do a little video or so just to put on Discord server too. Yeah, a taste of what's to come with Sim Update 6. Bizarre, isn't it? Of all the times for that to crash the desktop, it's chose then. Very strange. But there we go. While we look at the Asobo Studio Spits. Hope you've enjoyed today's stream. Thanks very much for flying along. I hope you guys who have flown the route with us have really enjoyed that as well. And enjoy the rest of the weekend ahead. Madness. Crash to desktop. There we go. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Welcome to all of our new subscribers within the channel. Thanks as always to our bronze, silver and gold frequent flyers for supporting your streams, the streams and the channel through your monthly memberships as well, of course. I'll be in the Discord server for the remainder of the afternoon, chatting away and sharing the screenshots that I've managed to get today prior to this crash to desktop. In the meantime, as always, thanks for flying along, thanks for watching. Enjoy the weekend ahead, and I hope to see you next week for some more live streams in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we'll be looking to do, somebody mentioned Vilnius to Stuttgart there. If that works with a CRJ, then absolutely yes, I will be I'll be doing that route. Remind me in Discord, don't let me forget. But thanks all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.